Hey friends, it's Corey from Hey Let's Make Stuff. In today's video, we are going to be crafting sublimation nightlights. If you are new to sublimation, this is a great beginner project, so don't be intimidated by this one. And because we are getting close to the holidays, I wanted to also say that these make great gifts. I'm going to be using just some sort of generic enchanted forest images today, but these work really well with photos. So if you want to give somebody a handmade gift that really reflects your family or something like that, these are a really great option. Before we get into all the supplies we need to make this project, let's talk a little bit about the three nightlights I have here. The first one here is glass, and I think this one actually is technically a frame, but I think it works really well as a nightlight. So we have our glass piece here. It lights up from the bottom, which is really cool, and it just has a USB plug on it. The second one I have here is this little round nightlight. The light actually comes up from underneath. It's pretty cool, and again, it has its little plug. And then finally, I have this sort of standard style nightlight. This one has the plug on the back. It is adjustable, and this little centerpiece here is what we're going to be sublimating. All three of these are from PYD Life, and they have another nightlight that is also really popular. It looks similar to this one, but it's actually made of acrylic. I have a whole video where I talked about sublimating on acrylic, and I made that nightlight, so I'm going to go ahead and link to that down in the description below. So if you want to make that particular nightlight, head to that video. All right, let's talk about what else we're going to need to make this project. The first thing you're going to need is a heat press. You can use a handheld press for the two smaller ones, but for this larger glass one, I highly recommend sort of a traditional heat press where you can adjust the pressure and you're going to get very even, firm pressure when you press. But if you just want to make something small, then you can use your handheld press on the little round one or this one that plugs into the wall. You're also going to need some butcher paper. I actually have two sizes up here. I've got big sheets for the larger nightlight we're going to make, and then these smaller sheets, which are made for mugs, but they work really well on some of these smaller projects. You're going to need heat-resistant gloves. If you're making the small nightlight, you're going to want a weeding hook. And then you're going to need a way to attach your image to your blank. So I have two options here. I have a heat-resistant spray, which I'm definitely going to use on the acrylic one. This has a little piece of acrylic in it, and that's because tape marks show up on acrylic. I think I might just use this on all three of them, to be honest, because it's easier. But I also have my heat-resistant tape out here. This is definitely fine for the larger glass one or the round one. Again, I don't recommend tape on acrylic. And then finally, if you are making the small acrylic ornament, you're going to want a stack of books or something else that's heavy, because when you heat up this acrylic, it has a tendency to warp. So we're going to want to put it under a stack of books so that it doesn't do that. Let's start with this small nightlight. We need to disassemble it, so you can kind of pull this front cover off, and then inside we have two pieces. You can see all the electronics there. We have this plastic piece, and then we have our actual sublimatable acrylic. You'll want to grab your weeding hook and remove the protective film from both sides of the acrylic. Now for this print, I did not reverse my image, and that is because we are going to be pressing it from the back. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this adhesive spray, shake it up here, and just add just on top there. I want to take the bright white side. I don't know if you can see this in the overhead, but the bright white side is going to go down. That has our sublimation coating. So my image is a little bit bigger than it needed to be here, but I want to get everything in there. So I'm going to choose to put it right here. Now I'm going to grab my scissors, and I'm basically just going to cut around this because we just do not need this much extra around this. For this project, I have my heat press set at 360 degrees for 60 seconds, and I have a nice, firm, even pressure set. I'm going to take a piece of this small butcher paper, and I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to open up my heat press here. In the middle of my heat press, I'm going to open it back up. Then I'm going to take my project, and I'm going to flip it over so that the paper is on the top. I'm going to close it like this. That way I have my butcher paper on the top and the bottom, and that will protect my press. And then I'm going to press it for 60 seconds. When it comes out of the press, it's going to be very hot. I'm going to use my heat-resistant gloves to sort of pull it out, and then I'm going to put it under these two books so it doesn't warp. While that one cools, let's work on this round one. So I'm going to go ahead and just flip out our disc. This is another project. We are pressing from the back, so you do not need to mirror your image. Our little disc here has two sides. I think it's probably hard to tell. We have a sort of a matte white side and a shinier side. That matte side is the side that has the sublimation coating, so that's what needs to go down on our image. I'm gonna grab my heat resistant spray, and again, I'm just gonna give it a little bit of spray there. Let's move this up so you can see it. And I'm gonna choose where on my image I want to place my circle. Again, I'm going to grab my scissors here and just kind of cut around the image. I have bumped up the time on my heat press to 180 seconds, that's a full 3 minutes, and bumped it up just a little bit on temperature to 375. I think that my little round one will fit inside one of these mug wraps. Yep, so we'll make a little sandwich just like this. Fold it over, this makes it easier. And then I want to make sure when I pull out my heat press that I have, again, the paper facing down and my blank facing up. So we will go ahead and press this for 3 minutes. Again, it's going to be very hot when it comes out of the press, but we don't need to put this one underneath any sort of books because it is a different material that's not going to warp. While that one presses, let's go ahead and prepare this last one. So it is quite a tight little fit in here. So you'll need to pull it out here. I think it's probably good that it's a tight fit just because it's glass and you really don't want a loose fit with glass, but there we go. You can see at the top here, this is where that light bar is, so it will light from the bottom. Again, this is one that is pressed from the back, so you don't need to mirror your image. I'm gonna grab that heat resistant spray one more time and just give it a nice good coat here. I will clean off my desk after this video. And then we can place this down wherever we would like. Let's see, do I want this deer or that deer? I guess we'll go here, get the edge of his face. This one has the same pressing time and temperature as the one I'm currently doing. So we have 180 seconds at 375 degrees. All right, take this one out of the press. I'm going to adjust my press just a little bit because this glass is thicker. Then we will place a piece of butcher paper down. We will take this one and again, flip it just like that. Add another piece of butcher paper. And we'll press this one for 3 minutes as well. While that one presses, let's make that first nightlight. So I can move my books and grab my nightlight. It's much cooler now. And let's see how that turned out. Whoa, that is so pretty. All right, and we did a little bit of sticking actually here. Let's see, just a tiny amount. I'm actually gonna go wash this in the sink and try and get just this tiny amount of paper off the back. All right, that came right off with water. So now we can reassemble our nightlight here. So the first thing you want to do is place the nightlight piece here inside that little frame. Then the frame will sit inside the nightlight. And then we can just snap this back on. There are also 2 little screws that I will go ahead and screw in the back there once I find a screwdriver that will fit these tiny little screws. Overall, I am thrilled with this, but let's see how it looks lit up. The bathroom nightlight looks amazing. I like how bright the image is, and overall I think this is a really great nightlight. For this one, I'm actually just gonna let it cool here for a few minutes. I'm gonna turn my heat press off, and we can make this round one while we wait for this one to cool. All right, we have our round one. Let's see how this one turned out. Gorgeous. Oh my gosh, it's so pretty. Again, I had just a little bit of sticking. Sometimes sublimation blanks, oh, that's really not bad at all. But look how well that's sublimated. That is so pretty. Okay, so we have our little nightlight here. And one of the other things this comes with is this double-sided ring. So this is kind of an interesting little thing, but this is basically going to keep this from falling out. So is this my favorite thing? Not really, but we're gonna go ahead and use it. Let's see. I'm not even sure where this is gonna fit. I'm just not a big fan of any time anything kind of includes a weird sticky ring. It happens a lot in sublimation. Let's see. There we go. That'll work. Now I'm going to grab that weeding hook because I think it might be easiest for pulling off this coating here. So we're going to pull off the backing, and I know you probably can't tell, but there is a sticky ring on there now. And we can place our image here. And now when we tip it over, it won't fall out. But I mean, this is really pretty. This looks like something you would buy in a fancy shop. But again, let's see how it looks lit up. This round nightlight is absolutely gorgeous, but you can see around the edge that light doesn't shine through. So just think about that when you are picking your image. All right, this glass is taking forever to cool down, but I want to see how it looks. So we'll pull that off. All right, this is really gorgeous. I just love sublimation. It is really, really professional. It just looks so good. So I'm gonna grab our frame and I'm going to slide this in. And again, a little tight. And then let's go see what it looks like lit up. This large glass one definitely lights up more from the bottom, but I like how this one looks too. And that is how you make these 3 sublimation night lights. As you can see, these were very easy projects. So if you are a beginner sublimation crafter, these are definitely ones you can make, even though they might look a little bit intimidating when in your shopping cart. And like I said, I think these would make really, really beautiful gifts. And I think this little one in particular would do really well at a craft fair. Thank you so much for joining me today for making sublimation night lights. If you have any questions about the process for making any of these night lights, please leave those down in the comments. If you found this video helpful or inspiring, of course, I would always appreciate it if you would give it a like. Follow my channel for more sublimation content. I'll see you next time.